Hello, everybody. Welcome to the LOCUS Golden Hour podcast. My mask is falling. My name is Kristina.
And I'm Lina.
So, this podcast is about sharing stories, advice, tips, and all things surrounding university and student life. And today we're live on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/locuslinks to rapid fire. I'm going to take this off. Rapid fire some of your questions submitted on our Instagram at Locus Laurier. And then we'll share some spooky stories to get in the spirit of Halloween to kick off our Halloween week Twitch or treat.
Woo! I'm so excited. We are so excited to be here today. And to start off, if you don't know, if you haven't listened to our podcast ever, we always start off with a fun icebreaker question. And obviously, we have to relate it to our theme of the day. So, Kristina, our icebreaker question is, what are you going to be for Halloween this year?
Well, right now I'm a Squid Game guard. If you can't tell, this I've got my red hoodie. If you're watching on the stream, or on the YouTube, and I've got this turtleneck, the mask that they have under their mask. So right now I'm a Squid Game guard, but for actual Halloween, I'm gonna be an e-girl.
Very fitting, I feel like, Kristina.
What about you, Lena?
Well, I'm not really doing anything for Halloween, I would say. Um, this is my outfit. If you couldn't tell, Kristina and we did a duo thing. We definitely planned this out on purpose. Squid Game's the hype. Everyone's, gonna be it. But I think we chose pretty unique. Well, somewhat unique. If you remember, spoilers. Sorry if you haven't watched it yet. Close your ears. The scene with the triangle table and they're like eating their steak and like number 67, which I am, is like dying basically. She's like eating her steak and everyone's like you know what I
Didn't even
mean?
touch her steak. It
She
made me
didn't
so
touch, yeah.
sad.
I was upset because it's like it wasn't her fault, like why did anyways, that could be a whole other stream, us talking about Squid Game. But Kristina, should we just get into our rapid fire questions then?
We can get into it. I have a question.
Okay.
Do you have any good spooky Halloween stories? Anything quick? A rapid fire
I have a
story to
quick
tell?
riddle. Do you want to give
Okay.
it a try? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, it's Halloween night and you're at home. You're 20 years old. You don't go trick or treating anymore. You didn't go to a party or anything. And you're just sitting by your window and you're studying. And you look down, there's some windows that are open and you see one apartment below you. So you're on the 27th floor, the highest floor.
Okay.
And let's say this is apartment 10. You're looking down and it caught your eye. There's this man and his window is just open, right? And you saw him kill a person. Right in front of your eyes, he had a knife. He just, bam! There's blood everywhere. And you don't know what to do. You're like, you kind of, your instincts went in and you just froze, Your fear, instead of flight, you just froze, right?
Uh-huh.
And then this man, he's there. He locks eyes with you. And then you're like, what do I do? And then you start seeing him go like this. Riddle, why is he doing that? Why is he doing this?
He's counting which floor you're on?
That is correct.
That's so
and who's
scary.
next? You probably are next.
Oh my gosh.
That is my
Like,
story.
1,
That is
2,
my riddle.
27. That's terrifying.
That is pretty scary.
I think
What
I
about
would
you,
immediately
Chris?
call 911 if that happened.
That's probably a good idea. I think this person froze a little bit and just, I don't know why they just stood there staring at the man until they locked eyes.
Okay, Halloween stories for me. I'll try to tell this as quick as I can. My current student house in Brantford, there's like a little cellar that's under the stairs in the basement. And when we moved in, the previous tenants were all criminology students. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with the case of JonBenet. She was a 6-year-old girl who was murdered, and they couldn't figure out who did it. But there was a shrine for JonBenet in the basement cellar, like red string and pins, like who did it? Who killed Jean Benet? Like underneath the cellar, and like
Wait, this
scary
is
pictures and
real?
stuff. This
This
is
is
real in my
real.
student house.
In your
Yeah.
house,
Mm-hmm.
I would be terrified. I would be
So
terrified, Chris.
I know. So we call that the Jean Benet closet, and we think Jean Benet is a ghost living in our house because we see a bunch of like scary like black figures just like go by in our vision, and we look and there's nothing there. It looks like there's like something black and four-legged crawling on the ground. Sometimes we've all seen it, but like out of the corner of our eye. And I was there alone for one weekend when my friends were on reading week and I wasn't because different school. And there was an eerie feeling in the house, like I was not alone. It's not really a scary story, but it's my
No,
life.
that's pretty scary to me. I think you're living the life, I guess. You're living in a haunted story house. I don't know.
I had all the doors, all the windows locked, curtains shut out because I was alone. So it was terrifying. Yeah. Jean Benet, please be nice in our house. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, moving on to our next rapid fire question. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Sour Patch Kids.
Me too. Oh my gosh. She has some.
They're just on my desk.
You need to have a stash at all
Mhm.
times.
Sour Patch Kids is the elite choice. If anybody in chat wants to share what their favorite Halloween candy is, feel free to put it in chat.
Please do.
All right, another question. What was your best or favorite Halloween costume that you've done?
Ooh, 1 year in high school, me and my best friend we were Cosmo and Wanda,
I
and
love that.
it was like a DIY. Like I literally wore like a green wig I bought from like Dollarama. I made the wands, like I made the headbands to make it look like it was like floating or whatever, the crown. But that was my favorite.
I love that you were Cosmo too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wore a tie. By the way, guys, I love wearing ties, bow ties, as you can see. It's just like a vibe, you know?
You went all out. I love that.
What about you, Christina?
Honestly, I haven't dressed up for Halloween a lot because I never went trick-or-treating as a kid. I never did any of the Halloween stuff. But last year I dressed up as an ABG, so like an Asian boba girl, Asian baby girl. So
Yeah.
because I had just dyed my hair like blonde. So I wore the hoop earrings and then the false
Oh.
lashes. I
Oh
carried like a
yeah.
bubble tea cup around with me. That's like only because I haven't dressed up a lot, so that's my one memorable costume.
That's kind of
Yeah.
funny. That's pretty funny. I like that. That's very
Because
creative too.
Because not who I am at all, so my alter ego.
Your alter just for one night, you get to be your alter ego.
Just for one night, yeah.
Awesome. Well, our next question, I really like this one. Who would be your dream podcast guest, either living, dead, fictional, or real, whoever?
I think for any question like this, first thing comes to my head, always Taylor Swift. She is my favorite human being on this planet. I would love to like have a conversation with her, no matter what. Yeah, that's my answer.
I'd be
What about
happy to
you?
do that. Yeah. I think fictional, I would say Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think the three of us would sit down, have some tea, and then we just like vibe, maybe in the spirit world, whatever. He'd share some wisdom, be our therapist.
I think he could
Yeah.
solve all of my mental health issues.
Yeah, so I think that would be a really fun time with him.
We love Uncle Iroh.
We do.
Hmm. Okay, our next question is dumbest way you've been injured?
Well, this one's kind of fun, I guess. Well, when I was younger, my cousin had a really small dog, like maybe a Maltese. I don't even know what kind of breed they were, but we were walking the dog and I was running. The dog was running. The dog stopped. And I just like tripped and fell. No dogs were harmed.
Good.
Humans were harmed, me. I like fell and like scraped my knee and was like bleeding and everything, but like it was fine, just a little alcohol and a big bandage and it was fine. But I think it was kind of dumb because like I don't know, I just tripped over the small dog, like Yeah, that's my story. What about you, Kristina?
Um, I was also like kind of running. I raced a 5-year-old, like a family friend. She was 5 at the time, and I was like 13. And we were like, let's race on the sidewalk. And I tripped and I fell, and she won, and she was 5. And I'm 13. I have a scar like on my ankle to prove it because I like scraped my foot on the sidewalk. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't race
yeah.
children. They will win. They are
No,
fast.
they're fast. They're fast. Have you seen a 5-year-old run around? I can't keep up. No. Okay, what about your most useless talent you have?
Um, I don't know. Like, I guess I can wiggle my ears and like I can spread my toes. I
Spread
don't
your
know if everybody can
Can
do
everyone
that.
do? I feel like everyone can do that.
Some people can. Okay,
I'm
maybe I don't
trying
have a
right now.
useless talent.
I'm trying right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I can wiggle my ears kind of. Not really. I don't know if I have a special or useless talent.
Can
What
we
about you?
see can we see the ear wiggling?
I don't Can you even see it?
Oh,
Is
I
it
can see
moving?
because your earrings, right? Because they're like moving.
Did it work?
I think so. I think so. Chat, let us know if you saw the ear wiggle.
If you saw ear movement.
um, for me, I can sleep anywhere, like almost anywhere, like and standing up. I actually have a story for this one. I
Okay,
used
do
to,
share.
yeah, I used to swim in high school, and the night before, like I was staying up doing like homework, whatever. And these meets are so early, right? So it was like, I don't know, I feel like I got up like 5 or like 4 or something, got to school at like 6, was on the bus. I tried sleeping on the bus, whatever. I was just really tired. And we were waiting for the pool to be open. So all like the schools were like standing in the middle of nowhere, like not in the middle of nowhere, like waiting for the doors to be open. And I just like stood there and I like was on by the wall and I just slept. And my teammates, everyone's just talking, whatever, like they just look at me like, what is she doing? Like I was just closing my eyes and I was like, good night.
You fell asleep standing up, just leaning against a wall.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Not like deep sleep, because I think if anyone did, they just like plop over. But like, I was sleeping. I was not there.
I fell asleep standing up once too. It was in the shower. I must have been like I was really young, like 7 years old or
You fell
something, and
asleep in the shower?
yeah, I was traveling, so it was like we got to where we needed to be at like 1 a.m. So then, and I was
Yeah.
7, so I was standing like my mom made me go shower, and I remember like going in the shower and then opening my eyes and my mom being like, "Are you done yet?" And I was like, "Yes," because I didn't know I fell asleep in the shower.
Wow.
My
Wow.
standing up story.
I see in the chat here from Nilash, Lena, this sounds like you're just sleep deprived as opposed to having a talent. Well, anyways, moving on. No comment on the comment.
I was gonna say that too, but next question. Okay. What's the funniest or scariest Halloween memory or moment that you've experienced or you remember?
I guess this is scary and funny at the same time for me, but when I was really young, like I think I told this on our Let's Cheer stream, but I was going around to a house and like this looked like a normal house because like the scary houses that go all out, like they're roaming and they're like attacking you, like those houses, like you can tell that they're scary. And, like as a kid, I just like skipped those ones, and this one was just like a regular one. So I like ring the doorbell. I'm like there, in front of the door, and the person who opened it, like they had a mask on, and they like scared me. And I started crying as the little child I was, and they like started freaking out. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," like whatever. And then they gave me extra candy, and it ended up being like Oh Henry, which is like was my favorite at the time. I feel like because of that trauma, like I just stopped liking O. Henry. Like I don't know, I stopped liking peanuts. I stopped liking O. Henry. Like that moment to me was really funny. Now that I obviously look back at it, but obviously I was super scared as a kid. So that's a very vivid Halloween memory for me.
Every time you look at O. Henry, you get flashbacks
Yeah.
when they scared you. I mean, it was nice of them to give you extra candy.
It was.
That's
It
nice.
was. I hope it compensated for the trauma.
I'm trying to think of last year, because I didn't really do Halloween growing up, right? So a memory I do have was last year with my roommates. We did like a Halloween prank wars thingy. So um, it was me and my one roommate, and then our other two roommates doing it to each other. So at first, my other roommates took our plant, like we have a big tree, and then they put him like somewhere else in the house, and then they put like a bounty on him. They're like, Esteban, this is the name of our plant, like he's been kidnapped, and they like mummified him and stuff. And then
Oh,
we started a prank war with that. So they went out for dinner. And me and my other roommate like we went to the dollar store. We got like the cobwebs and then like little tiny bats
yes.
and spiders and then sprayed blood like on the floor and stuff. And then we put on my roommate's TV like a scary sound of like a little girl talking. And then we hid around the house and we lined it with tea lights and stuff. So when they got home, we put like arrows that
No.
they had to follow in the house.
No.
That's my favorite Halloween memory because I hadn't done anything before.
That sounds
Yeah.
so fun. Okay, so follow-up question though, Chris. So you haven't
Yeah.
been trick-or-treating then?
No, I have never been trick or treating.
Whoa, you and your roommate should like, you could like knock on your roommate's door, trick or treat. Like, so you can like pretend to go and
We'll
trick
do
or
like a little thing between our rooms.
yeah, that'd be fun. But that's cool. That sounds so fun having a prank war with your roommates.
Hmm.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
next question. So we're supposed to do this for each other. So what would each person be most likely to? So you do it for me and I would do one for you.
Okay. Well, we looked at these questions earlier, and the first thing that I thought of was Lena would OD on bubble tea. I don't know why that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, also maybe, be prime minister or something.
A prime minister. My bow tie.
In a good like leadership position sort of thing. But then also like something to do with bubble tea. You'd like
Wow.
get sick on bubble tea.
That's pretty accurate. I think that's pretty accurate. Um Thinking about Chris, I would say most likely to be a YouTube star. And everyone, I don't know if you know this, she's basically already won. Like I swear, like she like her past cover. I don't know. I found her like YouTube page. I mean, you put it up. You put it out there. And I was just listening to her covers. I was like, this cover has like this many views, and it was seen by like the artist. And I was like, whoa, whoa.
In high school, I used to make YouTube videos a lot, but I don't know. Well, that's why I like being a virtual program coordinator with you because I get to do all the creative stuff still.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd be most likely to be a YouTube star.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy your bubble tea.
Yes, I will.
Okay, next question. Let's talk about school a little bit. Is there someone you've met at Laurier that's changed your life?
This one I had to think about like for quite a bit because like I don't know, I feel like a lot of people I've met have like changed my life in like little ways, or like the communities that I've met and everything. But I think honestly, like in first year I had this one professor for Spanish class. I know, like I took Spanish 100 and I was like, what? Um and it was such a fun class. She was so genuine, and like you could see that she like cared for all the students. She taught, like it made it so fun. Like, there's sometimes lecture can be tiring, and I just remember walking into every class being excited to learn. And that's, I feel like, is such a gift. She had like a really beautiful gift. So I think that like kind of changed like my outlook of like learning and everything, because I know in high school, like I feel like when you get to grade 12, there's this point where it's like you need to get those grades to get into university, and like you kind of like lose that love of learning. But she kind of like put me back on track, and like you kind of I remembered, why I'm here. You're in university to learn about yourself, expand your skills, meet new people, learn about other people and their experiences. So yeah, I honestly was really inspired by her.
I love that. That's such a good story. I think that's really good when professors and teachers like impact students' lives because like that's like, what they're meant to do. They're meant to do more than just teach you a subject or something, but actually impact how you learn.
For
I
sure,
love
for
that.
sure. What about you, Chris?
Um, I want to say my roommate that I met in first year, we were matched up through like the residence randomizing system because usually like when you go in residence you have to put like I'm a night owl or I'm a morning person or like blah blah blah. I like the apartment at this temperature, and her and I are like opposites. I stay up late, she sleeps early, wakes up early, and then she likes it cold, I like it more hot. Like opposites, but for some reason we're still matched up. But I think she's like that was the best like randomized system ever. So that's who I met at Laurier because we live together still, and that was back in first year. So yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. So you're roommates now as well?
yeah.
Oh my
And we met in
goodness.
first year through a randomized system.
We love that. We love that. And like it's like what are the odds? You're opposites, but you just work well together.
Yeah. Thanks,
Oh, that's
Laurier.
amazing. Thanks, Laurier. Okay, our next question. Any exam/assignment horror stories?
In university, I don't have that many like actual ones, but there have been moments where I'm doing group assignments and like it's due like the next day or later that night, and I go back on the doc and I'm like, please somebody else has done something,
Yes.
and I'm the only person that's done the work. So then like, you have to like message them and be like, please like until this time and then I'm gonna hand it in, or you end up finishing it, or you email your prof, something like that. But it's like the panic that ensues with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's really tough too, because it's like, well, everyone's supposed to pull their weight, right? And like you did your part, and now you're like, am I supposed to do all of this? Like, and they're just going to take the credit, right? So I guess like make sure you communicate with your professors and your teammates. Like, I know that's really tough. So yeah, group assignments.
Mhm.
um, for me, I like remember in like second year, I like had this like really like we had like weekly quizzes, and this week I was just like swamped, and it was due at like 11:59. I started it pretty late. I left for last minute. Don't procrastinate. Also listen to our podcast about procrastination. We'll give you some tips in there.
Mhm.
But I did leave it to last minute, and there were some tech issues. I did not get it finished, and it was submitted like half to like 3/4 done. Luckily, it was like something that didn't count for as much, and they had like the dropping thing, so like your lowest marks get dropped, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
like that one didn't count at the end for my grade, but regardless, obviously I was not having a good time, and I don't recommend doing that. So learn from my mistakes.
Go listen to episode 7,
Go
how
listen.
to procrastinate later with Kiara, I think is what the episode is called.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. We share some more horror stories there if you want to listen to those. So next question. What's your go-to study method, Lina?
Go to study method. I always like to do Pomodoro. So that's the 25-minute study or focus, and then like 5 minutes break. I have the attention span of like a goldfish, so that really helps me to study or get started.
Nice, nice. I've tried it before and it's like I like it, but it's hard for me because like as soon as I get focused, 25 minutes is up. So
Yes, yes,
like
yes.
I kind of like to do a flexible Pomodoro technique sort of thing where I do like an hour and then 15 or something like that. But like I try not to stick too strictly to the time. But
Yeah.
I do say like between 3 and 5, I'll work on it. Like just kind of like flexible, but not too strict. Um, Other than that, I like to set like do to-do lists so I know what to complete for the day.
hmm Yeah, I think that's really important as well, just because like customizing your study strategies, because you know not everything will work for everyone. So like we could tell you our favorite study strategies, and both of these strategies could not work. So making sure like if you want to have a longer Pomodoro or maybe not use Pomodoro, like I think like learning about like your preferences is really important. So again,
Hmm.
take a listen to our other podcast episode.
Plug, plug,
Shameless
plug.
plugging.
Yeah, there's no
Okay,
one size fits all. Yeah.
Exactly. Our next question is related to, I guess, studying or maybe not studying, but what is our favorite spot on or near campus?
Oh, um, for studying, my favorite is One Market. There's like no windows to outside because it's like in an old mall. But for some reason, like I like natural light, but for some reason, I like that there's no windows because like I can really focus in on what I'm doing. Like I'm not like looking outside the window just and getting like distracted by people walking by. So I really like One Market for studying. Um, Other than that, like for not studying, Harmony Square is really pretty. There's like benches all around it. So even in the wintertime when there's the ice skating rink, I like that. Yeah.
Nice. That's it. That's really interesting. I'm like the opposite. Like I feel like I need windows or else I'll feel like trapped. I mean, I have obviously studied in places without windows, but sometimes I like having that natural light for sure. Yeah. I mean, in terms of my favorite study spots on the Waterloo campus, I really like the Piers building. That's my secret, but not secret at all. Hideout for studying on the second floor where the Teaching and Learning Center is. And then also Alumni Field, like recently opened up a bunch of like picnic tables. So like if you want to study outside or just chat with people outside, that's really nice. And of course, it wouldn't be a Lina recommendation without some bubble tea.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you want to get bubble tea and study, or just get bubble tea in general, go to Now Tea on Leicester. Bam.
Plugs, we love it. In the chat, Sarah V says, One Market is amazing. I spend literally hours there. I know you spend hours there because I've seen you studying there, Sarah. I remember one time I was there for a couple hours and Sarah was there, and then I left, and then Sarah sent me a Snapchat or something, and she was still there, and it had been 4 hours, and I was like, "You're still at One Market?" But yeah, good study space. Me and Sarah recommend. Our next question is, what's your favorite movie? It could be Halloween movie or whatnot.
Ooh, favorite Halloween movie is Coraline. I used to be terrified of that movie as a kid, but watching it now, animation is absolutely spot on. Like I appreciate it so much. So I think that would be my favorite Halloween movie.
Ooh, Coraline made me cry as a kid. I don't even think I fully watched it. I just remember crying, and then like it was at like a family party, and then my parents took me home. That's what I remember of Coraline. Do you have a favorite just like movie in general, Lena?
Um, Honestly, I don't. Like, I'm not really a movie person, I'm more of a TV show person. But if like when we talk about Disney movies specifically, I really like Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph's a good
Yeah.
one.
I just like the concept of I'm a big person on like concepts. I watch a lot of bad movies and like I feel like they always look interesting, like the concept. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph is a good movie. Like I'm not saying Wreck-It Ralph is a bad movie, but I feel like like To All the Boys I've Loved Before,
Mm-hmm.
like bad movie. I read the books and I was like, okay, it's okay, but like it wasn't executed that well. But the
I know what you
concept
mean.
was very like intriguing. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean with all the boys I've loved before.
I still watched all three of the movies.
It's like a guilty pleasure almost. It's like
Yeah,
movie junk food. Does that make any sense?
because it's bad.
Yeah.
You know it's bad. You're like, I'm gonna be disappointed at the end because it's gonna be
Yeah.
a trashy teen movie, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
still watch it.
Yeah. I still watched all three. So I'd say my favorite movie is The Age of Adeline. I don't know if you know it. It's Blake Lively. There's also Harrison Ford is in it. Um, I watched it last night actually. I love rewatching things. So The Age of Adeline, it's on Netflix. Highly recommend. It's one of those ones where I watch and I'm like, I wish I could watch it for the first time again because the plot
Ooh,
twists are so good, kind of
no
thing.
way. Wait, that's on my my watch list, like the my list thing. So I guess I'll have to watch it now.
It's really good. It's really good. So I'd say either The Age of Adeline or Big Hero 6 because Baymax.
I love that movie. I watch it, like if I rewatch it, I cry every time. Every single time I will bawl my eyes out. And that was a good, okay, now that you're saying that, it's up there. It's really up
Yeah,
there.
I need to rewatch it, honestly. It's about time.
It's about time. We're gonna have a social and watch that together.
Not a bad
Alrighty.
idea.
Next question. Best restaurants in Waterloo or B Ford area.
In Brantford, Lonnie's. I've said that in other podcast episodes. You're gonna be hearing about it in a lot more episodes. So Lonnie's is a poutine place. If you didn't know, there's like over 30 or 35 flavors. Lonnie's is good. Also sociable. I don't know if it exists outside of Brantford, but it's like very trendy, like vegan foods, fish tacos, stuff like that. Um, so it's really cute. There's like a photo booth, there's like string lights, and then in the summertime it's open. Yeah, I like sociable. It's just more on the
That
pricier side.
okay. I feel like those first of all, names are on point. I feel like those are really cool names for like food places. But yeah, I've talked about this. I really want to try Lottie's just because Kristina has like talked about it all the time. And if you talk about it that much, it must be really good.
Kind of gross, but it's a good gross.
Again, we talk about the bad junk food, but we know it's gross, but like
Hmm.
still eat it, you know.
Hmm.
Waterloo, I mentioned this in another episode. Well, actually, this episode's gonna come out, right, Kristina? It's coming out later.
Hmm.
So stay tuned. But Goals is like a pretty like affordable place for like really good food, like a huge portion. It's like Chinese like noodles, like soup and just like dry noodles. They make all their noodles in house. They're so good. And then if you're like looking for like a restaurant, like a pricey place, I guess, pricier place, I would say, Bauer Kitchen in Uptown is like a very nice meal. Um, yeah, like the one time I went there, delicious like salmon meal I think I got. With like some potatoes or something, but it was good.
Mm. Okay, I'm hungry now.
We always do this to ourselves. We talk about food and then we get hungry.
Hmm. I'll have to come visit in Waterloo and try all your favorite places. Um, Next question, kind of food related still. Is cereal a soup? Heavily debated. Is cereal a soup?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
good soup.
good soup. Good
Good
soup.
soup. I feel like, like what is the definition of a soup? Like if you look at the components of a soup, right? Like I feel like soup can't wait a second. Wait a second. Now my brain's confused. Now my brain's confused. Because sometimes soup can't be cereal, but cereal can be soup, which means it doesn't balance on the left side, right side, which is what math told me. So it means no.
But like, okay, if part of
I'm
the
searching
definition
up
of
what.
soup, okay, go for it. If part of the definition of soup is like that it has to be cooked, then does
Ooh.
that mean no for cereal? Because you just cereal milk. It's not like you like put it in a pot.
Okay. Let's see what Google says. So
Okay.
soup is a liquid dish. So yes. Typically made by boiling meat, no, fish or vegetables, etc., in stock or water. But wait, there's a plot twist.
Okay.
Second definition. A substance or mixture perceived to resemble soup in appearance or consistency. Wait, what?
Wait.
Did they
We
just
have
use the word in the definition? Wait a
Google. What's up with
second.
that?
Google.
In the chat, Neela says definitely no. Shameful Lena. And
Shame.
someone says a liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables, etc., in
Yeah.
stock or water. Definition right here. So no to
So
cereal.
no. So no. But like, oh, at first I was like, yeah. But then like now I'm like, well, no, because a soup can't be cereal. And then with math logic, left side does not equal right side. That's the only thing I remember from high school math.
I don't remember anything from high school math. Okay, if you say cereal is a soup, then that means a hot dog is a taco.
Wait. Yes.
If
Wait. Yeah. No.
yeah, what? If it's yes to cereal as a soup, then I then
Wait.
hot dog is a taco. Is
Wait. But is a hot dog a sandwich? Because
is it a
I
sandwich or a
don't think.
taco?
Wait. Hot dogs aren't sandwiches.
No,
So
because
that
it's
means cereal isn't soup.
I don't know. I'll still eat it.
I'll still eat it, but I don't think a hot dog is a soup. I know. Hot dog is not. No, I'm just
Chat
confusing myself.
chat says, but a square can be a rectangle, but not vice versa.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. So wait a second. Okay, but no, the definition of soup by Destroyer Smush, it doesn't make sense though, right? What does everyone else think? I'm gonna say no now because by definition, cereal is not a soup, and soup isn't cereal. And then in terms of hot dog as a sandwich, a hot dog can be a sandwich, but a sandwich can't be a hot dog. So maybe it's a rectangle square situation.
I'm trying to play it out in my head. So cereal the answer to question is no.
The answer to the question is no.
Cereal is not soup.
No.
I want to know who asked that question and what they think. Who asked that
Yes.
question on the Instagram?
Who asked that question? Who asked it? Reveal yourself. Oh wow, we spent a good time on that. So we'll move on to our next question.
Mhm.
What is your least favorite food and why? Ooh.
I don't really have a least favorite food that I can think of. I just know that I was picky as a child. I'm not that picky now, but when I was a kid, I didn't like mushrooms or carrots. And
Oh,
I'll eat them now. They're just like not my favorite. Carrots, I don't like.
I like carrots, but it's
You like
okay.
carrots? Okay.
We're still friends. I'm also not that picky, but I was also a picky child, so I guess we're very similar in that sense. But I don't like pepper. Like I'll still like season my food and like put pepper on, but like I mean like the like circle things. Like you know when you're eating something and you like bite into like the full pepper, like that
Mhm.
is not a pleasant experience for
It is
me.
not.
So like yeah, that's the only thing I don't like.
And there's one of the big ones. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Next question. Back to talking about school. What's your favorite Laurier memory?
Ooh. I always say this one. Hawk weekend. Hawk weekend first year. That was like when I was like, I feel like I belong, or like, you know, it was a fun time. So I feel like that was my favorite memory.
Hawk Weekend is definitely fun. On Brantford, we call it Golden Hawk Challenge. That was also a highlight for me. In first year, running around playing capture the flag, like everyone's wearing their team shirts. Yeah, that was fun for me. In my first year, other than Golden Hawk Challenge, I would say the FYLP haunted house that I did when I was in Art Hawks. It happened in the basement of Post House, and I'm a scaredy cat, so I was
A
too scared to
basement.
actually, yeah, the basement, the basement of Post House. Um, so there's like these stairs that led down to it, and then there's a door. So I was the person that gave people flashlights and let them in because I'm a scaredy cat, and I didn't even want to run through it myself. Like I helped decorate when the lights were on, but I didn't see the haunted house when it was like actually playing through. There's like people dressed in like big teddy bear costumes that would sit there and then come to life when you come near them. So,
Uh-uh.
that was not it for me.
That is a no for me. Just hearing that. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever been in a haunted house, and I don't plan to go anytime soon. I don't think I'd put myself in that situation.
I would
Uh,
not either.
I
But
feel like I'd accidentally punch like the actor, you know?
I would just fight them.
Like, oops, I'm so sorry. It was my defense mechanism. You know?
You know, at Wonderland when there's what is it called? there's a scary event thing that
Oh,
happens
oh,
at Wonderland.
Oh my
Something with
gosh.
haunt, but
Halloween haunt.
yeah,
Halloween
okay,
haunt.
yeah. But I remember one of my friends telling me, this is kind of off topic. One of my friends telling me that she went and like she was not phased because like you know how there's like zombies walking around and stuff. She would just go
Yeah.
up to one and be like, "Do you know where the closest bathroom is?" And they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, so it's over there." And they just break character.
Oh wow. That's
Good story,
funny.
yeah.
You just have to assert your dominance by being like chill. Like you just like, I like your costume. I don't know. Like
It's like, oh, you look cute.
yeah. Alrighty, our next rapid fire question. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is green, like a forest green, or even a sage
Ooh.
green. Any green.
That's a pretty color. That's a really pretty color. Mine's purple. I like light lilac, lavender, purple, that kind of vibe.
That's cute. I like that. Next question. I like this one. How many bears do you think are sleeping right now?
That's so rare. Like what?
So random.
Are you trying to make me do math right now? Everyone's trying to make me think on this podcast today. Like, are we trying to do okay, I need to know some, some information. Like, are we talking about bears in the whole world or just in Canada? And then from there, where am I going? What kind of bear? Polar bears, black bear? I don't know any of the bears. There's other bears I know, but hopefully grizzly bears. And then from there, are we talking about baby bear, mama bear, papa bear?
Bearsy bears?
Bernstein bears, like there's 5 of them. So the answer is 5.
At least 5.
At least 5. That's my estimation answer for you.
I don't know how many, but I hope they're sleeping well.
Yeah.
Who asked this question?
Who asked? We need answers here. Our next question. We kind of answered this. Which Halloween movie is the best?
I haven't seen any Halloween movies except like Coraline that made me cry. So you said Coraline, right? Nightmare
I
Before
said
Christmas.
Coraline, and I also
Yeah.
like Nightmare Before Christmas. That counts as like Christmas and Halloween, I guess. But yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking in chat, and Nilesh says world population of brown bears is 200,000.
Well,
At least 5.
hey, maybe it's like we rounded down.
At least 5.
At least 5. So greater than 5. That is our answer.
All right. Next question. What is a Halloween costume you've always wanted to wear but never got the chance to?
I love this question. Whoever asked this one, because I have an answer to this, and it is Russell from Up. Like I literally for years I have prepared this costume, but I never got to wear it because I was either like a duo thing or like something came up and I just never got to assemble it. Like I searched up like DIY YouTube videos and I got like a yellow button up thing and like I had like the khakis and like I don't know, you could get like brown pants or something, and I was gonna like DIY the hat with like and the badge. Yeah. I had everything ready, but I just never got the chance to. So I really want to be that someday.
That would be so cute. I mean, you can make that a duo costume with an old
That's
man.
what I'm saying. The old man.
Someone just up as the old man, yeah.
Or like Kevin the bird. There's the dog too. Like there could be so many group costumes. Just someone has to do it with me, you know?
Yeah. That's a good costume. I like that. For me, I want to be Viper from Valorant.
Ooh, isn't that like you need a lot of like different things? Kind of like cosplay.
Yeah, it's basically like a cosplay. You need to actually buy like the kind of like suit thingy that she wears. But she's the character I play, so yeah. Someone in chat says do it this year. Be Russell this year.
Be Russell this year. I should. I still have the yellow shirt. I've literally had this yellow shirt for like years. I barely wear the yellow shirt. I should wear it often, but it's just a regular yellow shirt. But maybe
The
I
option is
will.
there.
Maybe
Yeah, the option's
I will.
there. Next
Our
question.
next question. What is an underrated Halloween candy to get, Kristina?
Well, like I said before, I don't really know much about like all the candies and stuff. Um, I can answer one that I don't like.
Sure, go for it.
I don't like candy corn. I've tried it
Yeah.
before. If this is on the
Uh,
Let's Do Your stream, I have opinions on that.
yeah, we'll be
If you talk
ranking
about
that
candy.
later.
Shameless plug, Saturday evening, right?
Yes, at 7:30.
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't like candy corn.
I this is tough because I had a phase where I loved candy corn. Like I was the kid who went to Bulk Barn and I got like the scoops and I had like a whole bag. I'd bring it to school and like I'd be like everyone who likes candy corn would like come and eat candy corn with me. And then I just like started not liking it at one point. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I guess I don't like it anymore. But in terms of underrated to get, I feel like Twix, like when I get a Twix, I'm like, I ain't trading this. Like I can't because I feel like not many Twixes, is that the plural? Not many Twix.
Twix eye.
Like they don't really come in like the packs that everyone gets. There's like the classics. So in my opinion, if I get Twix, you ain't going to trade with me because I'm keeping that.
Twix is a good one. The caramel, the little bit of crunch. That's good.
Someone said bags of chips. Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Oh.
Actually, that's true because whenever you get chips, like you feel good. Like because, I feel like they run out quickly or like not everyone gives them out, right? That's
Mhm.
true. That's very true.
That is true.
Mm.
And like constantly eating chocolate or candy does get gross after like 3 hours when that's all that you have.
3 hours, imagine.
Next question. If you were stranded on a deserted island, which fictional characters would you bring? I like this question.
I think the gang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like
I
we're
agree.
gonna like we're on this deserted island. We're probably like, do you remember when Aang disappeared? Like we're already on a deserted island here. Like we're gonna have fun. We're gonna build Suki a sand Suki. Like we're gonna have a fun time. So I'd say the gang.
I agree with that. I was thinking that like we need a waterbender. Why don't we just have Katara,
Yeah,
like Toph, Aang, Sokka, you know?
yeah,
Sokka there
exactly,
for the jokes.
exactly. So we don't die from boredom.
Yeah. Um, I would say, because you had mentioned this before, if anybody's watched Hunter x Hunter, the anime, Killua and Gon, because they're
Best
powerful.
friends.
They're besties. They've got their Nen powers. They could get us off the desert island like that, you know?
It's like the Greed Island arc. I mean, they got
Hmm.
they got off of the island by beating the game. So if we're stranded, I'm sure they'd put their brains together. Well, Gon's not very, to be honest, Gon's not very smart sometimes. But Killua like makes up for it. They share the,
Yeah.
the brain cell. So it's
Sure,
fine.
the brain.
That's fine.
Yeah. Plus, my favorites. It'll be fun hanging out with them, you know?
It would be fun. It's fun. Okay, next question. What's your favorite part about being in Locus?
I love the community. That's like the number one thing. Like Lena and I met through Locus, and I feel like we're good friends now. So like the community is the best. Like sometimes I don't mind the 10:30 p.m. staff meetings that we do have. Like they end up being a lot of fun. But like in addition to the community, I kind of mentioned this before when we are talking about like the YouTube star thingy. I like the ability to be creative. Like we can be
Yeah.
creative with this podcast, with Twitch, with our roles as virtual programming coordinators. So that's always fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. Like, I felt like I definitely grew as a leader, through FYLP and the roles that I've taken on. Community, as Christina mentioned, like, Locus is like the home away from home, right? Just finding, I guess, a group of people who are really, really cool and nice to know. And yeah, I guess I love our jobs this year, being able to be creative. And Mitch and Jess, who are our managers and stuff, like they kind of let us be creative and do whatever we want to an extent, obviously, which is very, very nice. I know not everyone gets to do that, so it's really great.
We love Locus. Locus love.
Woo!
Locus love. Next question. Kind of Locus related. What's your all-time favorite Locus event that you've been to or hosted or anything?
Ooh, in general, I love game nights, like board games, or like I know Mocino, we played a lot of games. That's a legacy event that we always do. Like I sometimes can be competitive, but I also just like the concepts of like playing games with people. Yeah.
I like that. I also like games nights, like the ones that we have also at like the beginning of the school year usually, where we go into different breakout rooms. Those are always fun. What I can think of is one that I hosted with a couple of other OCAs last year when like I had my own community when I was an OCA. It was an arts and crafts night, so we kind of did that this month, like a locus-wide event. But I remember last year, that's when I like, really like talked to, I had like one-on-ones with some of my students. So we did an arts and crafts night where people came and just worked on crafts. I remember there was this one student that was making gift baskets for people at work, and then this other student that was making t-shirts because they sold them. Like they had their own little business. And then we all just kind of hung out, even past the time when the event time was. We all hung out and just talked with lo-fi beats and made crafts, and it was really fun.
That's so cool. Oh, imagine, I feel like all these students are so talented. We love that.
We love that.
We love that. Okay, this is our last question. We made it through the questions that everyone sent in. Thank you all for sending them in. This one, I really like this one. What is something you would tell your first year self?
Ooh, a lot of things. Because I feel like I've grown a lot since first year, because that was when I was like freshly 18 and now I'm 20, and you learn a lot as you go through. But I'd say biggest thing is to step outside of your comfort zone because I was very guarded. Like I didn't like go and talk to new people a lot. I was always very like introverted and scared. So step outside of your comfort zone. It's not as scary as it seems. Things
It's
aren't as
not,
scary. People aren't as scary as it seems.
they aren't. Yeah. That's some good advice. I think I would say don't compare yourself to others. It's very easy to do that, but everyone's kind of on their own journey. I feel like you meet so many different people from so many different like paths of lives. Is that the right word? Like everyone comes from a different, maybe even a different country, a different just like upbringing, and then learning about that, I was like, wow, this is really cool, getting to know people's perspectives. But like you can't really compare yourself to them, whether it's like in school or like what they're doing, because at the end of the day, like it should be like you versus you, hopefully getting towards your goals, and making yourself happy with which with whatever that means. So just remember
Hmm.
that and be nice to yourself.
I don't remember where the quote comes from, but I've heard like the only person you should compare yourself to is you yesterday. To like try to be
Ooh,
like a better version and to improve.
snaps,
Snaps.
snaps. We love that. Um, wow, we're gonna frame that right there. So we do have a little bit of time left, Kristina. Do you have any Halloween stories, stories about your favorite costumes, ghost stories, or traditions that you want to share?
Um, I have since like started some traditions with my roommates because again, like I've mentioned this so many times before, but like haven't done Halloween before. But I think we are gonna do the trick or treat sort of thing with our rooms. We did talk about that last time, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't really have many other Halloween stories though. Do you?
That's really sweet. I mean, in terms of like stories that I can share, um, the main thing was my traumatizing candy experience, but I already told while we were answering questions. Um, there's actually one funny story I'd say. Like, if people have been to Canada's Wonderland, there's this. It's in Kidsville. There's this ride in Kidsville, and I guess I was a kid when I went, but I feel like I was an older kid. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like almost in my teens. And my friend and I went. I don't know if anyone knows like Boo Blasters. Like it's like the Scooby Doo ride, and the game is like you're shooting like the ghost or like whatever that pops up. It's a haunted house. Like it's like marketed as a haunted house. What did I think I was walking into? And then
I feel like I remember that.
do you know
actually.
that? Do you know that? Okay. So
I think so, yeah.
We went there, me and my friend, and I guess we were young, but again, older kids, and I was terrified. And this ride moves at like 0.5 speed. Like it's like slow. You're like a snail. Like you're like a human snail. I'm like, when is this ride gonna end? You know, I'm like terrified. The music's going off, and I'm like, when is this ride gonna end? I'm like crying in here.
No.
I wasn't actually crying, but I swear I could have. My friend literally almost like punched the pop-up. Like if we weren't in this little car thing seated, I feel like she would have broken the ride because she was terrified. So I just remember that, and to this day I haven't really gone there again. I feel like I should go as a 20-year-old and see like maybe it wasn't that scary. But I feel like I'm still a scaredy cat.
Honestly, I want to see what that Kidville section of Wonderland looks like again because I haven't been there since I was a kid.
I don't know. Maybe the ride's gone. Who knows?
Maybe it'll seem even slower too if we go on it again. 0.25 speed.
0.25 speed, and you're like not even moving at this point.
I don't know if there are any more Halloween stories that I can think of. Because the first time I carved a pumpkin too was when I was in first year.
How was that experience?
So, it was gross. Like people are like, that's my favorite part, the decorating and the pumpkin carving. I'm like, no thanks. Because like I would like after we like took the knife and like took out the pieces, but then I looked inside and I was like, I have to like
you have to like
gut the pumpkin.
Yeah.
At least we like roasted the seeds after, so that was nice. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's stinky.
Pumpkin carving is interesting. I at one point when I got like old enough, like my family never like wanted to do it with me anymore, so I did it alone, and it's like really hard, like with the knife and everything, and this huge pumpkin, and like it was cold too because they made me do it outside. They made me do it outside the porch, so I was like, not only was it gooey, but it was cold and gooey. So I did not.
I mean, it does. It's messy inside, right?
It does. Yeah. So I didn't like carving pumpkins anymore. This year, I bought a pumpkin. I did, and I painted it instead. It's not done yet, but I plan to make it into a raccoon. Maybe you will all see it another time, but it's in the process.
At least take a picture so we can see it.
We'll post it with our podcast next episode.
We love trash pandas.
We love trash pandas. Well, Kristina, do you have any last wrap-up words or any other thing you want to mention for our stream?
I don't think so. I just hope everybody has a good Halloween this year. Stay safe and have a good sugar coma.
Yes. Thank you everyone for coming to the stream. We really appreciate it. All your comments kept us going, helping us figure out if cereal was a soup. I still don't know. And obviously sending in questions, because we had so many that it literally, we're fine taking up the whole stream. So thank you again for all your participation. Make sure you follow our Instagram at Locus Laurier to keep up with all the updates. We also have a full week of streams happening, with tomorrow, Little Nightmares with Kristina. That's her. And it'll be super duper fun. That's at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And last but not least, of course, I have to plug this. Listen to our podcast. Our podcast. It's out everywhere. And this episode will also be out there if you want to listen again. And I don't know if you would want to listen again, but you can. So thank you, everyone. And until next time, stay golden.